Not hungry. Had a big breakfast. Hester snipped it, though Dot's stomach was rumbling like a kettle drum now. Now, if you don't mind answering Dot's question. I'm confused. Why is Dean Dofei joining us? The physician asked, frowning. I need to get back to work. We've had strange attacks of late. A wood carriage deliberately running over people, along with reports of pirates lurking near the 4 Points, which is sacred land. I made the time to come here, assuming your dean would be present. And we thank you for making that time. But as we informed you in our letter, Dean Dufay entrusted us with the task of researching, locating, and interviewing possible schoolmaster candidates as our 4th-year quest. Hester sputtered as if she had to say this many times before. Though we check in with Dean Dufay regularly, she will only be meeting with our final nominees. The physician smiled bluntly. So, Dofei remains in her glass towers, fussing over lunch menus and school dances, while she leaves the crucial work of choosing a schoolmaster, protecting the Storian, and defending the balance of our world to children. Children who have spent the last 6 months meeting with some of the most illustrious heroes and villains in the woods, said Anada. Children who have sought our candidates in floating mountains, cloud forests, piranha lakes, active volcanoes, ice castles, mermaid lagoons, elephant graveyards, and the belly of a very large whale, said Dot. Children who will do whatever it takes to find the right person for the job, because this is our fairy tale quest, said Hester, demon tattoo twittering on her neck. Wouldn't you rather be fighting a giant or elf prince so you can get your name in a storybook? The physician said, becoming serious. This all feels like a leader sending their henchmen to get the job done, and that never turns out well. Unless the leader knows we are the only people who can get the job done, said Hester. Because this is a quest that will shape good and evil for a long time to come, and our coven cares more about that than having our names in a storybook, which is precisely why Professor Dove picked us in the first place. And if she, the dean of our enemy school, is willing to put the face of the woods in our hands rather than her own or anyone else's, then I suggest you stop worrying about our ages and start worrying about how to best respect the students you so wisely expect to lead. The physician gaped at her. That's all, trimmed the Dot, turning a pear crisp to chocolate and prancing with her friends out of his hut. A moment later, Dot shuffled back in. Can you help us get down from this tree? though they checked in with them each day at 1 o'clock, so the witches found a place to settle for lunch in Internal Springs, a small jungle kingdom 15 miles from Cadres. Internal Springs was populated entirely by animals since it rained nearly every day of the year, and despite the abundance of greenery and food, no human or sentient creature wanted to live in a place that's wet. As the witches wandered through lush thickets and colorful flowers in their dumpy black dresses and boots, Hester could see deer, storks, and squirrels watching them as if they were in eclipse of the sun. They'd been on foot most of these past 6 months, since the flower ground had restored only limited surface after being ravaged during the previous schoolmaster's reign. Along the way, they'd seen wonderful, curious things. The kingdom of Kasakina, ruled entirely by cats. The nice puss in Neverwood, which brought your worst fears to life. The living library in Pufflepuff Hills, which had ancestry scrolls on every soul in the woods, kept by a very large bat. And the caves of Contempo in Bonner Conrick, where time went backwards. They'd even taken a ride aboard the legendary Blue Boat steam, from which Dad had a rare view of the 4 Points, a small, square plot of land at the intersection of 4 kingdoms. It was the site of King Arthur's last battle, where he had been mortally wounded and was now considered a truce mark between good and evil, explained Hester, who had read about it in A Student's History of the Woods. Camelot's flag flew high over the land, whose boundaries were guarded by 4 walls made of rushing waterfalls, enchanted by the Lady of the Lake. If anyone got close enough that even a drop of water touched their skin, the lady would reach out and drown them. The girls had made sure to stay at safe distance as they flew on to their next interview in Hamlin. But that was back when they first started, when the search for a schoolmaster was marvelous fun, no matter how tiring or dangerous. Anna's travel in the summer heat had taken its toll. Dot had blister and an aching lower back. Hester's demon had a purposeful frown.